Michael from Happy Chiropractic. Today I want to talk to you about breathing, particularly breathing effectively where your diaphragm, which is the muscle at the base of your lungs, actually expands fully so you get an increased amount of oxygen into your lungs. What happens nowadays is many people are breathing more shallow in their depth, and that can be because of stress. It can also be because of the rounded forward posture that is very predominant nowadays, and that posture tends to compress the rib cage and just make it much more difficult to breathe deeply. And clearly the benefits of breathing deeply are that we get a greater degree of oxygen into our body, and oxygen is extremely important, as I think everyone knows. So we want to maximize the oxygenation through the breathing, and that's why understanding how to breathe through to your diaphragm really is important. So just quickly, your diaphragm is a muscle which sits at the bottom of your lungs. So it sort of divides your thorax from your abdomen, and your diaphragm is connected to some of your low back vertebra, into some of your rib cartilages, and into your sternum. So it runs, it's almost like if you looked down on someone, it's like a sheet running through your body. And the purpose of the diaphragm is that when we've breathed out, it's shaped like this. And when we breathe in, the diaphragm contracts and flattens out, expanding the distance of our lungs, our lung capacity in a vertical direction, hence more oxygen can come in. What's really interesting from a chiropractor's perspective is that the diaphragm receives its nerve supply or its control and power from your neck, which is unusual because in most cases in the body, the muscles are receiving their nerve supply from nerves which are exiting the spine quite physically close to where the muscle lies. So this is a bit of an anomaly as to why that happened in the evolution of humans. I'm not exactly sure, but interestingly, it's from your neck. So your neck really can influence your diaphragm. And as a little aside, what a hiccup is a spasm of your diaphragm. And so when your diaphragm spasms, that creates a hiccup. And quite often when people have a hiccup, if we rub, soothe, move, adjust the neck, it can actually affect the hiccup in a positive way. So talking a little bit about a practical way of really focusing on your breathing and expanding your diaphragm, expanding your breath, let's just cover a technique. And this was a technique that partially was through my own understanding and partially has been passed on to me by a professional singer. So with the breathing technique that you can practice to really expand your rib cage and lungs and flatten your diaphragm, when you breathe in through your mouth for a count of 10, nice and slowly all the way in. You want to see your chest expand forward. You want to see your belly expand forward, and as you're slowly breathing in, it's flattening your diaphragm all the way. And as you've breathed into a count of 10, then you slowly breathe out to a count of 15. But as you're breathing out, you make a little S sound. So you're breathing like this as you breathe out. And that focused, slow, controlled out breath really helps the slow retraction back of your diaphragm. And one of the great benefits of this type of activity is that it's mentally soothing. You are focusing on your breath, and as you're focusing on your breath, well, there's the benefits with the oxygenation, as I've mentioned, but it also means that your brain can't be occupied with the stresses of the day and other things that may come into your mind on a regular basis. So my take-home message is to focus on some abdominal breathing and diaphragmatic breathing. Breathe in for a count of 10. Breathe out for a count of 15, making an S sound as you breathe out. And I would suggest focusing 2 minutes per morning and 2 minutes per evening on this sort of breath. It's meditative, it's oxygenating, there's no downside in it whatsoever. And I think you'll find that if you do that, you feel better physically, your body is more enriched with oxygen, your brain will work better, your muscles will work better, and holistically you will feel and function better. I hope you found this interesting, and please start from today. Practice your diaphragmatic breathing. It's not an exercise that is demanding, but it's one that's extremely beneficial. Thanks for watching.